One of the things that you may have noticed with the impressions and the likes of your posts is that sometimes they are all over the map. Sometimes you might get 100 likes on a post, but only get 2,000 views. Sometimes you might get 20 likes on a post, but 20,000 views. Why the difference? Here's an easy breakdown. So, one, your impressions are driven by the type of content and by how frequently it is shared. So, let's say you make a post that says something celebratory about yourself. You might maybe share a personal story. You might share a picture of your baby or your dog. You might say, I'm really excited about a new job or a trip I'm taking. What's going to happen with that is that your likes, your engagement will probably be high. People get very excited about that. They want to celebrate you, they want to rally for you, and that's great. But your impressions will likely be low. Why? Because your post didn't travel anywhere beyond the platform. It's not like someone looked at your post and said, Sam's going on vacation. I'm going to share it with my team over on Slack. Nobody's going to do that. So your views are going to be limited because it's just your network that's looking at your content, celebrating you, and moving on with their lives. Now, let's say you shared something super, super tactical, a script, a top 10 list, a top 10 list of algorithm hacks like I've done on my LinkedIn posts, etc. If you share something that is share worthy, that is worthy for somebody to say, this was really great content, and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to share it in a Slack channel, that's where your likes might still be low, but your views are going to be exponentially higher than your likes. Why? Again, because people are taking that post off of the platform and they're going to WhatsApp, they're going to communities, they're going to Slack, they're going to email, they're going to a bunch of places and they're saying, hey guys, Sam shared this really cool tip. Come over here and check it out. And then what happens? Most people will come from Slack, they'll click on your post, they'll read your content, and then they'll leave. They're not going to connect with you. They're not going to engage. They're not going to stick around. They may not even comment because they don't know you. So they got what they needed from you. They read your content and then they left. What I think is tremendous about this is that this is an opportunity for you to really start building a brand and really start capitalizing on people who find your content interesting. So for more on this, you can find it in our Shorts playbook on our website, shorts.samsalesconsulting.com, and look at our LinkedIn influencer playbook. But here's a quick tip. When you have a post that goes viral, for instance, what you're going to want to do is take a look at your profile views first and foremost. What people generally do when they see a post like this of yours and they don't know you is they look at your post, then they look at your profile, and then they leave. So you'll be able to see all the people that looked at your profile, and then perhaps they're in your ICP, they're your target buyer persona, they work for an account you're trying to crack. There's somebody you want to connect with or try to sell something to or have as a mentor, whatever it may be. Take a look at those profile views, and if they're meaningful to you and it's a second or a third degree connection, connect with them. Say hello, tell them thank you for swinging by my profile, and then move ahead. Now, the other thing to consider here is the people who engaged with your content. Who were those people? Do you have second or third degree connections that did give you a like, that did drop a comment? Connect with them as well. These two moves can help you start to systematically build your network with every single post that goes high. Now, the final thing you might say is, okay, what's the ratio? How do I know if a post performed well according to your standards? And here's what I would say. Take the likes of your posts. So let's say it's 10. You get 10 likes on your post, and we want to multiply that by 70. That gives us 700. If we got 700 impressions to 10 likes, you did about average. You did about what we expected. But if you do 800 impressions, 900, 1,300 impressions for those 10 likes, you're starting to uptick. Once you exceed 100x your likes, you're really cooking. So if you take those 10 likes and you multiply them by 100 and you've got that 1,000 views, right? Once you're above that 1,000 impression, that means your post is really flying. And if it gets to 200x and 300x and 400x, wow, you really caught on to something. The final thing I would say there is look at the content that performs well and start to replicate that. It might be structure, it might be content, it might be a list, it might be the type of content that you talked about, it might be the topic. But start to pick up on those patterns, replicate those. Man, will your content be cooking and your network growing in no time.